Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Blocky here. Today we are doing the next seasonal video. What am I going to be watching in the summer 2024 season? So, let's get into this. But before doing that, if you find yourself liking this video, or if you find yourself liking any other videos I make in the future, if you've seen yourself watching a bunch of my videos, maybe think about leaving a like on the video or subscribe as well. That would really help out a ton. But let's jump right on into it. So first up, we have Oshinoko Season 2. Watching. I love Season 1, I love the manga, so I'm definitely going to be continuing on Oshinoko because it's a really good series. Tower of God Season 2. Again, I'm continuing. I love Tower of God. I've read the entire webtoon up to the most recent chapter, or episode, whatever you want to call it. And I've seen the anime, the first season. And this is one of my favorite parts of the story. So, definitely watching Season 2, for sure. So now we have a new one. Let's see. Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. I do know of this series, but I've never read the light novel or anything like that. I think it's a romance, so let's go ahead and read the synopsis and we can go ahead and see. Alya is a transfer student enjoying popularity at her new high school, often sporting a cold shoulder while earning high marks in class. She ignores her nerdy classmate Kuze Masachika, except for when she blurts out a flirtatious line to him in Russian. Little does she know, Kuze understands Russian, though he pretends not to. Let's see where this wacky love story takes them. Yeah, so it's basically just a nice rom-com. I'm definitely going to watch this one because I'm a rom-com fan, so definitely. We have the Suicide Squad anime. I think I'm probably going to check this one out. I never watched the Suicide Squad movies, but I can check this one out, see if it's any good. It can't be the worst thing on the planet, so there's that. Fairy Tail watching. If you know anything, if you've been on my channel at all, seen any of my older shonen videos or anything like that, you would know I fucking love Fairy Tail. So I'm watching. Absolutely 100% watching. Too bad it's not the original studio. It's JC staff, and JC staff is hit or miss, so hopefully it's good. Yeah. So we have Our Last Crusade and Rise of the New World. This is, I remember this show. I watched the first season of this years back. It's mid, but I watched season 1, and I actually, like, in comparison to all the mid shows I've seen, it's not as mid as some of the other shows, so I'm thinking I'll probably give it a go, see if season 2 is any decent, and, yeah. This one is, I think it's pronounced Gimai Seikatsu. It doesn't have an English title. I think it's I don't know what this is actually. It says psychological. I thought it was going to be a romance. Okay, let's read the synopsis. From classmates to brother and sister, living under the same roof after the father's remarriage, Asama Yuta ends up getting a new stepsister, coincidentally, the number one beauty of the school year, Ayase Saki. Having learned important values from when it comes to a man and woman relationships through previous ones of their parents, they promise each other not to be too close, not to be too opposing, and to merely keep a vague and comfortable distance. On one hand, Saki, who has worked in solitude for the sake of her family, doesn't know how to properly rely on others, whereas Yuta is unsure how to really treat her. Standing on fairly equal ground, these two slowly learn the comfortable sensation of living together. Their relationship slowly evolves from being strangers the more days pass. Eventually, this could end up as a story about love for all we know. Okay, so it is a romance series. I'm not too surprised. We got another stepsister romance series coming out. But it doesn't sound as bad as some other previous series. If you know, you know. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and check it out. It sounds pretty good. It's got psychological as one of the freaking tags, so I mean that sounds interesting. My Dear Friend Noko-tan, a comedy fantasy. Okay. Girl meets alt girl and chaos ensues. No one knows Toriko used to be a delinquent. All of her classmates only know her as the perfect student, but everything changes when Noko-tan, a transfer student with antlers, enters her life. Antlers aren't the only thing strange about Noko-tan. Her deer nose can sniff out Toriko's secret past, whether it's the school or the zoo. Chaos follows the doe-eyed girl's every step. Toriko has so many questions. Is No-Katan a deer, a girl, or something else in between? So yeah, it's basically just literally just a comedy. I'll think about it. Comedy anime are like hit or miss. Sometimes they're hilarious, but sometimes they're just like really boring. So it's like, it's a hit or miss. We got Nier Automata Season 2. Never even watched Season 1. Never played the video game either. So, new Nier Automata for the people who do want to see that. And then we got, it looks like another isekai. No longer allowed in another world. Pulled into an otherworldly adventure with cute sidekicks and superpowers, you'd think Osamu hit the jackpot. Nope. From a time before Pixels, the earliest 20th century gloomy author just wants to find a quiet place to meet his maker, not to rack up XP. Sadly, his poetic demise is constantly thwarted by inconvenient heroics. Dive into the hilariously tragic life of the most reluctant hero. Yeah, so it's basically going to be a mid-isekai is what it's looking like. I might give it an episode or two, see how it is, see if it's good. But yeah, who knows. And we got Gigi Harem. A first-year high school girl likes a second-year boy in her drama club. She acts out various character archetypes that you would find in typical manga harem as their friendship deepens. Okay, it's going to be a funny rom-com with harem tropes, but obviously making fun of harem tropes. So it's going to be actually pretty funny, I think. So I'm definitely going to check that one out. 2.5 dimensional seduction. You don't even have to let me know. I'm not even going to check this out. It's ecchi. And it looks terrible for me, but you guys can go ahead and watch that if you want to. We have the second season of this. I liked the first season. I actually thought it was pretty solid. It definitely gives off the vibe of, what's the one? Quintessential Quintuplets. That's it. It gives off a similar vibe. I do like this series, so I'm definitely going to continue season 2 with that. So it was all right. And I don't know what this is. Shoshimin series. The story centers on Jogoro Koboto, who wishes to live a quiet and ordinary life after a painful experience. He and Yuki Osani form a mutually beneficial relationship, as Yuki also wants the same thing. They start high school as classmates with a plan to spend their peaceful days as ordinary people, but unfortunately, they keep getting wrapped up in mysteries and disasters as they happen one after another. That sounds like a pretty interesting series, I'm not gonna lie. So I'll definitely give that one a go, see if it's gonna be any decent or not. We got Atri, My Dear Moments. Okay, it's a drama romance. Well, already sold. In the near future, a sudden and unexplained sea rise has left much of the human civilization underwater. Ikagura Natsuki, a boy who has lost his mother and his leg in an accident some years earlier, returns disillusioned from a harsh life in the big city to find his old countryside home half swallowed by the sea. Left without a family, all he has to his name is the ship and a submarine left to him by an oceanologist grandmother and her debts. His only hope is to restore the dreams for the future that he has lost, to take up an opportunity presented to him by the suspicious debt collector Catherine. They set sail in search of sunken ruins in the grandmother's laboratory in order to find treasure. The rumor says she left there, but what they find is not riches or jewels. It is a strange girl lying asleep in a coffin at the bottom of the sea. Atri. Atri is a robot, but her appearance and her wealth and emotions would fool anyone into thinking she's a living, breathing human being. In gratitude for being salvaged, she makes a declaration to Natsuki. I want to fulfill my master's final order. Until I do, I'll be your leg. In a little town slowly being enveloped by the ocean, an unforgettable summer is about to begin for this boy and this mysterious robot girl. Wow, that sounds actually fucking amazing. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm definitely watching that. You got me fucked up if you think I'm not watching that. I am absolutely watching that anime. You kidding me? That sounds actually so good. Why is this so low on the list? This is so much better than like every synopsis I've read so far. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. I guess maybe it's Troika, that's why. not roasting Troika or nothing. Senpai is an Otonoko. I do know this one. Let me read it. Can true love overcome any obstacle? Saki, a high school student, confesses her feelings to Makoto. Taken aback, Makoto reveals his secret, but the sudden discovery doesn't seem to bother Saki, who's already head over heels for him. After being rejected, Saki asks Ryuji, Makoto's childhood friend, for some advice on how to win his heart. A love triangle unfolds when Ryuji realizes that he might also have some feelings for his old friend. I'd probably check it out. I mean, it doesn't sound terrible. We got Wisteria, Wand, and Sword. Another probably not great thing. I think is Wisteria a game? I think it is, isn't it? I do believe it's a game. A hardworking boy named Will enters a magic academy in hopes of becoming a great sorcerer. Unfortunately, there's a fatal flaw in his plan. He lacks the ability to use magic. Amid the cold stares of his classmates and instructors, Will feels discouraged at times, but he presses forward with unwavering determination. He can't use a wand, but he can wield a sword in his battle to reach the top of a magic-dominated world. He just needs to believe in his own unique strengths and remember the promise he made with someone precious to him. So basically, this is just a worse version of Mashal, is what I'm getting at. That's what I'm going to get at here, is basically this is going to be a worse version of Mashal. Because Mashal is funny and it doesn't take itself too seriously, and this one looks like it's going to take itself seriously, which is not going to be very good. But I don't know, maybe I'll give it a couple episodes and see if it's going to be decent. Wow, I'm not reading that title. I can already tell it's going to be some crappy freaking power fantasy though. But anyways, let's go ahead and read the synopsis. Tokumi Mori and his classmates are abruptly catapulted into a fantasy world summoned by the resident goddess to serve as heroes. The good news, most of the students display amazing skills upon arrival. The bad, Mimori is the worst of the lot, becoming out of a measly E rank. Incensed, the goddess tosses him into a dungeon to die, but it turns out that Mimori's skills aren't so much worthless as they are abnormally powerful perhaps. Okay, so that reminds me of what's that one? Arifureta, I think is the one. Yeah, I think it's Arifureta. Yeah, another power fantasy. Probably check it out. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it sounds mid. If it's a knockoff of a mid anime, it's probably mid. All right, so we got Nigajozu no Wakagimi. Looks interesting, so let me read the synopsis here. Set in feudal Japan, in between the Kamakura and Muramochi periods, our hero, Hojo Takatoki, is a boy on the run that history all but forgot. When the Kamakura shogunate is overthrown by Ashikaga Takauji, Takikogi's family is viciously taken away from him, and he must flee to the far reaches of the land to survive the seeks of his revenge. Okay, that does sound good, but I can't read English. Nazeboku no Sekai o Daremo Obentanai no Ka. Wow, what a friggin' long title. Why does no one remember the true world? The era when a great race of the 5 tribes competing for hegemony on the ground ended with the victory of mankind led by hero Sid. However, that world was suddenly overwritten in front of the boy Kai. In the rewritten world, Kai saw the scene where humans lost the 5 tribal wars because of his absence as the hero. Sid, here dragons and demons dominate the ground, and Kai has forgotten existence from all human beings. However, after encountering the mysterious girl Rin, Kai decides to break this rewritten destiny in a world without heroes. He inherits the hero sword as martial art and challenges the mighty enemy races who reign. Yeah, sounds kind of mid, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I'll probably check it out. It sounds okay, but not great. Maogun Saikyo no Majutsuchi wa Ningen Data. It sounds very, very mid. Very, very, very mid. Ike is known as the strongest magician in Demon King's army and is single-handedly conquering fortresses. The way he moved down the enemies with his immense magic is truly a monster. What makes him feared by both allies and foes alike, however, is he had a secret that he could not tell the demons. I'm actually human, aiming for the coexistence between demons and humans, while the leader of demon army is hiding the fact that he is actually human. Yeah, I mean, it kinda... I'll probably give it a go. I mean, but it sounds not the greatest, but I can check it out. There's not much this season is what I'm getting at here, so I might as well give it a go. I see PA works down there, but we're not gonna skip this next one first. which I actually saw a trailer for this. Make heroine ga Osugiru. Kazuhiko Nogumizu is a high school boy content to blend in with the background mob until he witnessed a more popular classmate, Ana Yanami, get dumped by her childhood friend. He felt like he had to try to comfort Yanami, but this led him to becoming entangled with girls who have met defeat at love. Yes. This does look actually kind of interesting, so I'm definitely going to check this one out. The synopsis, but it looked interesting, so I'm going to go check it out for sure. We have Nada Cheer for You. This is PA Works. PA Works anime are usually always good, so let's see. Misura Kanata is a first-year student on the Takanosaki High School cheerleading team. She won a national championship in middle school, but can't jump after a mistake in a competition. She befriends Suzuha, Shion, Anna, Onka, and Megami to form the Pom Poms. Their new team goes beyond the cheerleading to reach the hearts of the people they cheer on. They might just change the world. Okay, so it's like it's kind of like one of those mid-tier sports anime, I guess, is gonna end up being. I don't know. I'll check it out because it's PA Works, and that's really all I need to check out an anime. So I'll check it out, see if it's any good. And yeah, we got Koi wa Futago de Wari Kirine. I'm not gonna fucking. Oh my god, what are the titles, man? Okay. It follows a boy named June as he falls in love with twin girls who are his childhood friends and live next door, both of which who couldn't be more different from each other. Rumi, the older sister, who is boyish exterior but a maiden-like personality, while Naori is super girly and also a super otaku. Okay, so it's basically a romance, love triangle kind of story. Plus size elf. Watching. I know the manga. It looks hilarious. Watching. But I'll read the synopsis. Naoe-kun, a massage therapist, is about to head home on the day when he is saddled with a rather strange patient. A lovely lady with emerald eyes, pointy ears, and grew up in the forest. Everything about her screams elf, except for one thing. Her bodacious body. It turns out she left her world but loves junk food in this one, and now her obsession has caught up with her. Can Naoe-kun help this lovable elf girl lose the weight and keep it off? Yeah, this just sounds funny. The manga always sounded funny to me. It looked funny. So yeah, this is definitely, I know it's going to be an ecchi, but we'll see. We'll see. Sometimes it can be done fine. Madagoshi Dahlia wa Utsumuku Nai. I don't know, but I can already tell that this is going to be a mid isekai probably. After dying of overwork in Japan, told ya. Dahlia is reborn in a world filled with magic. Raised by a master of magical tool-making, she develops a passion for the craft and becoming engaged with her father's apprentice. Before her father can see her wed, however, he suddenly passes away. As if this weren't enough, on the day before their wedding, her fiancé announces that he's in love, but not with her. Dahlia finally realizes she needs to live for herself. She vows to be her own woman from now on and devote herself to her craft, even if it's not quite the life she was hoping for. From a chance encounter with a knight to starting her own company, there are challenges aplenty on the horizon, but this young craftswoman is no longer a shrinking violet. She's Dahlia, and she's ready to bloom. I mean, female protagonists isekai are usually better, so I'll give that one a go. Quality assurance in another world. Oh my god, there's like so many isekai, dude. God dang. Despite its location in a remote region south of the continent of Felnark, an island of Claiborne is made up of 5 countries crowded together with a constant conflict. In the most remote reaches of the smallest, most peaceful country on the island, the kingdom of Bale is a small village where a girl named Nicola lives a humble life. One day, while she's out gathering firewood, as she does every day, a massive dragon, a creature that's supposed to only live deep in the mountains, appears in front of her. Just as she's about to attack the village, a man named Hyuga rushes to the scene. Haga is a member of the Kingseekers, a top-secret investigation team. Nicola has never once felt bored in her peaceful life, even when every single day is practically the same. But after meeting Haga, she's so intrigued by Haga and his travels that she decides to step into the world herself, and then she learns the true nature of her world. That's a typo. I didn't misread that. The VTuber one. Let me see. 20-year-old former wage slave Yuki Tanaka now works among her idols the streamers of Live On, one of the Japan's top VTuber companies, as a gorgeous, polite Awayuki Kokorone. She delivers the most ladylike content. Unfortunately, her subscriber count and savings are at rock bottom. One evening, after Yuki thinks she's entered her stream, she cracks a few cold ones and more than a few crude jokes while watching Live On's video archives, but her viewers hear it all, and clips of her body drunken commentary go viral overnight. Yuki thinks her career is over until her manager reveals that everyone at Live On has been waiting for her to snap all along and give her free reign to drink on stream. Now, free of all feigned purity, she jumps right into her new rowdy drunk character and is welcomed into the fold of her fellow Live On VTubers who turn out to be just as crazy as she is. With her views and finances skyrocketing, Yuki's work for the first time in her life is actually fun. That sounds fun, but it is so unrealistic. You know damn well if Hololive or fucking whatever the other one is had a VTuber like that, they would be kicked to the curb immediately. That's so funny though, but I'm definitely watching that. That sounds hilarious. We got a drama, romance, probably a yaoi it looks like. We'll see. Film enthusiast Mao Tsuchiya and his lone wolf roommate Hisashi Otomo make 3 promises: that Mao will never tell anyone that Hisashi is gay and has a boyfriend. Yep, it's gonna be a yaoi. That's fine though. That Hisashi will never approach Mao in that way. And 3, that they'll respect each other's private time. The second year's ground rules should ensure a peaceful life together in their dorm, but reality is never as simple as it seems in the movies, and some things are not so easily promised. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a yaoi. I've never really explored yaois too much, so not for me, but there are people out there who want to watch it, so you guys go ahead and watch it if you want to. I do know about this series as well. I don't remember the English title because it's not showing up for some reason, but let's go ahead and read the synopsis. Takuma is a single guy who does nothing but go to work and come home. Too tired to do chores, he decides to get a robot to cook and keep house. Mina-chan is such a good housekeeper. Takuma jokes that she could become his wife. Mina takes Takuma's joke seriously, and slowly the two start to do more things together, like having a picnic outside. As time goes by, Takuma starts to fall for Mina, but can a human and a robot have an equal loving relationship? Wow, another robot romance. Honestly though, it sounds pretty good, so definitely gonna go ahead and check that one out. We got Shy Season 2. I never even watched Shy Season 1. I do kind of regret not watching Shy Season 1, I'm not gonna lie. I may actually binge it before the season starts, so that way I can be caught up and watch Shy Season 2, because it does look interesting. I just never got around watching it. But yeah, it does look pretty good. A journey through another world, raising kids while adventuring. Oh my god, why? Jesus. There are so many. Takumi gets accidentally killed by the wind god Sil and is reborn summoned to another world. After giving Takumi his sincerest apologies, Sil grants Takumi with skills and sends him to the world Eteldia that Sil presides over. However, this new world is a vast forest filled with dangerous monsters, and in the forest Takumi finds a young boy and girl who appear to be twins. He is worried about their safety and names them Alan and Elena and decides to take care of them. He soon finds out to his surprise that they're able to defeat a monster with their bare hands, and the 3 of them reach a town, and Takumi decides to register at a guild to make a living. He begins his life as an adventurer while taking care of 2 children, an isekai fantasy about an adventurer with 2 kids. Honestly, it does sound pretty funny and wholesome, so I might actually check that one out. Let's see, we got Delico's Nursery. In the past, the vampires race that ruled over the land had the power of immortality. In the present day, this power has been lost and the world has been divided into 2 groups, the now mortal vampire race and the human race that coincides with their limited lifespan. However, it is said that somewhere in this world exists one sole vampire that still has eternal life. True of Vamp, the originator of Vamps, connecting the first and last letters called the origin vampire race, Trump. Trump? Why would you name it Trump? You can't do Trump like that. Alright, we got another PA Works anime, so that's immediate sold. But let's read the synopsis. Mayanaka Punch centers around Masaki, a member of the new tuber group Hirakiri Sisters, who get fired because of a certain incident. Aiming for a comeback, Masaki meets Live. The 2 girls have different goals, but together they make a high-tension comeback and aim to reach 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I mean, it sounds pretty funny. I parry everything. I'm not reading the synopsis for this, guys. I'm not reading the synopsis. I know what it's about. I could tell already. Bye bye Earth. In a world of anthropomorphic animals, Belle Loblak was born as the only human being, having no fangs, fur, or scales. She is called Faceless, and she lived a lonely life with no one else who could identify with. I want to be a part of the world. With such longing in her heart, she decides to set out on a journey to find her roots, carrying the Runding, the great sword as tall as she is. She doesn't know how many adversaries await her along the way. I'm actually kind of down for that. That sounds kind of interesting. But yeah, we'll give it a go. See if it's any decent or not. What is this one? We got Mob Kata Hajimaru Tensaku Ayutan. Kaito Takagi is a low-status high schooler, a background mob character you might say. He is just a low-level explorer who hunts slimes every day in the dungeons that appeared all around Japan, earning pocket money while admiring his childhood friend, the class queen, from afar. One day, a golden slime he never seen appears before him. After he defeats it, it drops an extremely rare item worth hundreds of millions, a card that can summon mythical beings. After it decides to activate the summon, a warrior maiden with unparalleled beauty appears. Rise above the mob, Kaito. A modern battle fantasy story has begun, and it's mid. This is, I think, the second season of White. I know what this one is. Yeah, I know this anime, but I'm okay, because I never watched season 1. Dungeon people. On the hunt for her missing father, Master Thief Clay heads off into an unexplored dungeon, but much to her surprise, the dungeon's caretaker offers her a job. Thievery hasn't worked for her thus far, so perhaps this new career path will take her closer to finding her dad, but change is never easy. From interviewing monster guardians to positioning traps to confound would-be explorers, Clay has a lot to learn about what it means to be one of the dungeon people. Okay, that actually does sound pretty good. I'm definitely gonna check that one out. That does sound decent. That sounds very mid already. I can't tell. It looks very mid. Yeah, I'm kind of just briefly skimming this, and yeah, it's mid. We got a mecha anime, Grendizer U, which is, alright. I don't know, I've never been a big fan of mecha, so we'll see. Following a devastating attack by Vega's forces on planet Fleed, Duke Fleed and Grendizer escaped to Earth. Where he got there, Dr. Amon, the head of the Space Research Center, adopted him and gave him the name Daisuke. While they were working side by side in the center on the quest to find out if the strange object appeared in the city sky, they were surprised by an attack that jolted Daisuke's memory. Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like a typical mecha. Not gonna worry about that one. Not gonna worry about that one, because that's... Yeah, this is Kinnikuman. I've never even seen any of the anime or read the manga. Not another PA Works anime from this really bad looking video game. Okay, well, that is what I'm going to be watching for the summer 2024 season. As per usual, I say I'm going to watch a lot of stuff, and I'm probably not going to, but I'm going to check out more stuff here, because there doesn't actually seem... This season seems like the worst one of the year, dude. There's nothing like super hype coming out this season. The only two things are like Oshinoko and Tower of God. And for me personally, Fairy Tail. But like, that's it. We've had hype stuff all year long for both previous seasons, but this time, nothing. So it's going to be an interesting season to see. It's very, very, very overpopulated with isekai and rom-coms. Very, very overpopulated. Some of them look good, some of them not so much. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week with another video. Goodbye.